We ready, boys?
Yeah.
As we'll ever be.
As ready as we'll ever be. Okay. Put the drink down so we can get started. Come on. What is this?
What, I can't drink?
No.
Jesus. This is worse than a nighttime studio show.
That's
Good Lord.
right. No
Give
drinking.
me my cup of coffee. All right,
We're
fine.
professionals here.
That's right. We're professionals around here. Okay. Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a deeper dive into the Faction Wars Queen, Lydia Deathsiren. I wanted to bring a couple OGs in the raid community on to have a deep discussion about this because the community seems pretty split on Lydia. Is she really good, and that's a good thing? Is she too broken, too OP? Should she be able to be summoned in Void Shards or not? Because we actually don't have confirmation from Plarium if she's going to be able to be summoned from Void Shards or not. So it makes us kind of believe that Plarium is really trying to wait and see how the community reacts to this champion and then make a decision. So I want to get as much content out there as possible to really drive discussion in the community. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down with a couple good friends, DeadwoodJedi and ColdBrew, to have a discussion diving into these different topics about Lydia. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. All right, and now I'm joined by Deadwood and ColdBrew. What's up, Deadwood? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man.
Awesome, awesome. And ColdBrew?
All good here, man. All good.
All right.
Happy to see you guys.
Good to hear. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is a hot topic in the community. I've actually, you guys won't be able to see this, but if I pull up a couple polls, I hosted a poll on the YouTube and on Twitch today when I was streaming. And what I'm finding is in the raid community, it's darn near split right down the middle in terms of players believing if Lydia should be part of the Void Shard pool for players to summon as a legendary champion, or if she should not be. The number one response on Twitch at 46% was definitely not. But then when you add up the should she be and definitely yes, it comes out to 30%. So it's not very easily determinable, and we haven't gotten confirmation from Plarium one way or another. So I thought it'd be good to have a discussion and get some input from you guys in terms of your opinions. So first off, we'll talk about Lydia as a champ. I can pull up her kit right here. It's going to be a little bit small on the screen. I don't want to cover up these beautiful content creators joining me. But, okay. First off, Deadwood, your thoughts on Lydia as a champion?
Broken. Completely OP. Like, it's I'm kind of shocked, honestly, that they would release a champion like this immediately after making balance changes, because I don't know how you look at this kit and don't go, where's the balance changes on it already? And like, you know, and I understand this should be a strong champion. This should absolutely be maybe even the strongest champion in the game, and I would be okay with that. But this is like putting like 3 champions in one kit. It's unbelievable how much stuff is in here. So my personal opinion, not really a fan. Just because there's a little too much going on in this one, but yeah.
Okay, and ColdBrew?
Yeah, it's the same with me. She definitely needs to be powerful enough for the players to want to get her and, you know, spend all those resources to get her. But I don't know if being too strong is going to help the, you know, the competition within the game, because it's going to make like a wall between all the players who have her and all the players who don't have her, similarly to Arbiter. So if that's going to happen, then probably maybe, you know, 500 players right now might be able to get her, the top 500, let's say. And then all the others will be below that in Arena.
You know, the interesting thing, too, is like it's not so bad if she was OP in PvE content, right? Like, I don't think anybody would care if she was the greatest champion ever for Clan Boss or for Dungeons or even for the Doom Tower or whatever. The problem is that she's OP for PvP stuff, too. And that really exacerbates the difference between players. You know, if she just was like the best PvE champion ever, I think I would be okay with it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, she's OP, but thankfully her being in the game doesn't impact me and what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think if you could figure that balance out, it'd be much, much better.
Yeah, I've always said that about why I think like Bad Alcazar and Dracomorph are very well designed champions, because they are extremely good in their role, but they don't. But the trade off is that they don't break PvP. So it's a really good balance in terms of a champion being super specialized and having a carved out role in the game without being the jack of all trades like this Faction Wars champ Lydia has potential to be. So then, in terms of that was another good point that ColdBrew brought up. How many players do you think currently have finished Faction Wars? Like, there's 300 people in Plat. How many people do you think like within the next week could finish Faction Wars?
I can't really say about the numbers because we don't know the exact numbers of all the players. But I mean, if we go over a 3v3 and see how many players are in, Gold 4 right now. So how many are in that tier? So
I think it's like what,
1,250?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that number seems reasonable. Maybe more, maybe double that, because I'm gonna get her and I'm in Gold 3, so that's a good estimation, I think.
Yeah.
Of the players,
I would say somewhere around probably 2,000 people could like realistically do it right now. I haven't yet, and I don't think Deadwood has in terms of completing.
No, I haven't for sure.
I'm close. I'm within like 20 stars, so I can probably do it in the next month or so. But yeah, I think you said you were already done ColdBrew?
9 stars. I just
okay.
Skinwalkers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
No, I just want to go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say about
that's right.
about Skinwalkers. I was gonna do it when it's open tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was just something interesting you had brought up that I was like, yeah, I wonder, what you guys think on how many have actually done it. Okay, so to the topic at hand, we'll start. Deadwood, I think your consensus opinion was that she should not be in shards.
Actually, I've been thinking about it. I've been a little split on this because I think here's my feeling. I feel like if you're a faction war reward shouldn't be in shards. Just like I don't actually feel like arbiter should be in shards either, right? Like, you go through these missions, you go through the faction wars, that should be the reward. Like, you shouldn't get it early and ruin that part of the game for you. And you shouldn't have dupes. It's like everybody gets one. But if she's going to be this strong, it's wrong to prevent her from being accessible to the rest of the community. And so in that case, I say you got to put her in.
Okay, so ColdBrew, do you agree that Deadwood seems to be leaning towards that she should be in shards, based off the fact that she shouldn't be unavailable for everybody else because she's too strong? Do you agree? Or
yeah, the only reason she should be in shards is because arbiter is, and that's causing other problems. So like I was in an account like a few days ago that was gold 1, silver 1, and I was finding arbiters in arena, and that was like 1 arbiter and then level 50 champions in there. I was like, okay, this account probably got lucky and had arbiter, and that's caused him to jump up in tiers in arena just because of that. So imagine that case again, but with this champion. It's going to bring, that inequality between players who get extremely lucky and get her. So since you already have arbiter available through shards, she should be also. Unless you say, okay, from now on, arbiter is not going to be in shards. This one's not going to be in shards. And we're also going to add another tier, like a platinum 1 to 4 in arena, just to expand all the players to that. And maybe get everyone with arbiter right now to go up. And then leave the players who do not have it and are weak, leave them in lower tiers, and they compete with themselves to go higher. So
yeah, well, that's the thing, is if they don't put Lydia in shards, it'd be the first time I think that we have seen that, because they've never had that precedent where this is the only way you can get this champion. It's always like a battle pass exclusive, but then after the battle pass, they add Whirlwind to the shards. It's always been added. But the fact that they can't give us a definitive answer makes me think they're thinking about this like down to the wire, and maybe they're trying to get things like this out there, get feelers out there, to see how the community reacts when they see her kit. So would you guys change the champion? What, like, I know Deadwood, you thought she was way too strong.
Yeah.
What would you change? I've got the kit pulled up here, and I think you do as well. Just like in your opinion, because obviously in fairness to Plarium, it's extremely tough to get this right because
Yeah.
she's got to be strong. If she's a weak champion, everybody's gonna be raging about, wow, really? This is what we waited for a reward from Faction Wars? She's trash. So she's got to be good. She's also probably got to be better than Arbiter because, you know, it's way harder to finish Faction Wars than it is to complete the missions. But if she's too good, then people are like, wow, this ruins the meta. So finding that balance is really, really difficult. But if you were going to try to do it, what would you change?
I mean, you're 100% right. It's so hard to get this kind of a champion right, to make her stronger than everybody else and yet not so strong that she breaks the game. It's a fine balance. I mean, for me, the two skills on here that jumped out to me and said this is too much is the A1 ability, where you have that chance of placing fear debuff, and basically anytime somebody places a freeze, stun, fear, whatever, that she'll then place a fear on them. I just had this image in my head of the Spider-Man meme of everybody pointing at each other, and like each one of two Lydias just fearing each other constantly.
Yeah.
And like, so that becomes extremely strong, right? Because not only is that proccing fairly regularly, especially like in the arena where you're using a lot of these debuffs as crowd control measures, but then what she's using that fear debuff too, which is just, you know, very strong. And I would have preferred basically take that off and maybe just put poison on her A1. You know, I think because she places a poison sensitivity with another one of her skills, or A3 skill, and there's no poison actually in her kit. I think it would actually make a lot of sense, synergize well, to put poison on that A1 instead. Make it like I mean, who cares? Like, make it like a 4 poison single target hit, right? She'd be amazing in PvE, has almost no impact on arena, and then that would make her great. And then the other skill is her passive ability that denies revive attempts, which, like, actually I think is a really cool idea. It's just they went like, it's, I don't know what it is. Like, they like, oh, hey, we hit a 10, perfect, let's go to 15. It gets like just a little bit too far, because that revive attempt, it denies enemy revive attempts, and then when they try to revive, it revives her allies instead.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the most broken.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna die, and it even works even after she's dead. She can revive, so it's like, oh, she's alive and everybody else is dead, then she revives everybody, and then she goes down, and then she revives herself later on. Like, it's there's a cycle of craziness there that I think probably should be taken away.
It does have a big cooldown. Seven.
Yeah.
What, I mean, 7 turns is an eternity in the arena.
That's true.
But we don't know how the books. We don't know if you can book that to 4. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm with you. I think if they're gonna leave the passive like that, you almost shouldn't even be able to book it. Like, just leave it at 7.
Well, I mean, my feeling is just deny the revive attempts, deny the enemy revive attempts. I mean, that's bringing in a Foley without having to bring in a Foley, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Like, that's a huge ability. I like her A2. I think it's great, even with like the huge debuffs and the huge buffs, like, I'm like, that doesn't hurt anybody. I think that's a great one. Those are the two, and the A3 I think is fine too. For me, the two skills I would change is that A1 and that passive ability. I think those are the two that are really OP. It doesn't take a lot to make this a quite balanced champ, but I feel like those are the things you'd want to look at personally.
Yeah, I loved your A1 idea. That sounds great to me, because the poisons are a way to make a champion viable without breaking PvP. And so I can get on board with the A1 changes, and I also liked your idea on the passive as well. So ColdBrew, are you on board with that, or did you have a different idea or a perspective, or?
Yeah, Deadwood's idea is solid. I mean, for the improvement on A1, and that A1 and A4 are what is broken on her. That's what I also thought, because of the fear. She's going to be applying fear whenever you got a tournament, especially. Anybody who applies fear or true fear, like Mashalt, Madame, is going to get feared back, possibly. And then that block revive there on that A4, which seems to be crazy. But there could be ways to counter that with champions that maybe have a revive on their own. So I don't know. I don't know which is the right way to actually nerf her, but also make her an overall good champion for both PvP and PvE, because that's what I think she should be. She should be like the optimum champion to have in the game, but she shouldn't be a necessity. A necessity means she's too strong. So
that's a really good way of phrasing that, I think. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's. I mean, it's gonna take most people. I mean, gosh, a year and a half or 2 years to get her. I mean, it's a because not only it's not just about money. You've also got to get the gear to finish Faction Wars. You've got to have the silver to upgrade that gear. It's I mean, it is a. I mean, I haven't done Faction Wars yet, and I've been playing for like 17, 18 months, and I've spent a fair amount of money. So it's definitely an investment to finish Faction Wars. So. Yeah, no, I'm on board with those changes. Okay, so then what do you think's gonna happen? Do you Deadwood? Do you think she'll be in shards or not? Like, regardless of your opinion, do you think Plarium is gonna have her in shards or not?
I actually don't think she's gonna be in shards.
Really? Okay.
I don't. I know like they put everybody in shards, right? That's kind of how it is. Like how best can we maximize and monetize this thing? I think the fact that we don't know already, they haven't told us, I think that speaks volumes. Just for the fact that they understand that, one, they built an OP champion. I think they did that intentionally. I think they know that they did it intentionally. They wanted this champion to be worthy of the work that it takes to put in this, and because it takes freaking work to finish Faction Wars, right? Like we all know that's hard to do. So my guess is that it's a very conscious decision on their part to make it OP1 and to not include it in the shards, at least yet. And my guess, honestly, is they're probably waiting on your polls like yours, Chosen, to kind of give them a heads up of like, should we put her in shards or not? And there's a part where it's like everybody is going to want this champion. Obviously, she's amazing, but I also feel like, you know, it's not special if anybody can get her. You know what I mean? Like there's a thing about that, and I feel like they're aware of that. So I'm actually thinking they're probably not going to put her in shards. And my feeling also is they're kind of waiting to see what the blowback on that is. Since they get blowback on they spoiled all the trust in the community, right? So it's not like Plarium is, I've loved what they've done for the last 6 months. I think they've been moving 100% in the right direction, but there's already a lot of trust that's been broken. So it takes a lot for people to get back on board with that. And my guess is they're probably waiting to see how people are responding to the questions that we're asking today before they go, okay, yeah, this is how we'll go forward with it. That's my inkling, my feeling on the matter.
Okay, and go ahead, ColdBrew.
Yeah, so I think they won't have her in shards also, although like a part of me thinks that they haven't thought of this. so they're gonna have her in the shard pool. So but another part of me wants them to be organized and think, okay, the players are gonna be disappointed if they get her because of this. Have you ever seen Reddit posts when when Drextar was announced as a fragment summon?
Mm-hmm.
There were players who said, oh, I already have Drextar, so what is this? Is this a joke? Because others will get a free legendary champion in a sense. 360 bars every day, but still like a legendary champion.
They should have designed a new champion and made it the bizarre Lego. But I mean, not as broken.
The feeling. But I mean the feeling that they get because they see something that's available now to everyone, but they already have it. They feel disappointed because they can't go for that goal within the game anymore because they already have it. The same thing with Arbiter. Even though Arbiter is great now for 3v3 to have two of them, they get an Arbiter from the Voids and they're like, okay, I guess that means I won't do the missions. And it's a kind of disappointment because it breaks you off, that goal within the game. And it's the same with other champions like, fusion champions. You get him from a shard the first day of the fusion, and people are like, okay, I guess I'm not going for the fusion.
That's
But
true.
yeah, so
Um,
I think they don't want that to happen to players, so they won't have her in the shards. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, that's fine. I agree with you guys. I think it's a lot easier to add something than it is to take it away. And what I mean by that is there's a lot less blowback if you add something versus removing it. So if they add Lydia to shards, they're at risk of never really being able to reverse that decision. But if they start out as the default at the beginning of not having her in the shards, if there's lots of blowback, they can at a later date say, hey, you know what? We've listened to the community and we're going to add her to the shard pool because that's what the majority of you want. And that decision can be amended. So I think the optimal route, I'm with you guys, is to not put her in there and go forward that route because she can always be added later. But then I wonder if they're gonna start doing like specialized 10x events for Lydia.
10x Lydia.
Yeah, like she's only, you can never summon her except for this weekend.
Oh my god, girl.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Well,
would
that was way too real, Chosen. That hit us all a little bit.
Because it's something that we know it could happen.
Yeah, exactly.
In the back of our head.
All right, cool. I know Deadwood is has got to get going to stream, so we'll cut it there. But I think we're all in agreement that we're kind of hoping that she's not available in shards, but there is a segment of the community that thinks that she should be. So I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments. We'll scroll through and try to get as much input as we can from you guys. So yeah, I'll let you guys say goodbye. First, go ahead, Deadwood. Let us know what you're up to and what's going on with you.
Oh man, I just finished that 3-1 series. I'm taking a break, man. I'm done. I put too much energy into this stupid game. I'm out. Deadwood's out. No, I'm probably gonna start doing some more spotlights and stuff on some of the champions that just got rebalanced and some other people for clan boss and stuff. I've been kind of lagging on that, and I need to update my calculator. So we're doing some of the usual stuff, having fun on Twitch, But thank you so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure. You guys are awesome. So it's always fun to talk to y'all.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, Brew.
Yeah, I'm just doing the usual stuff, just uploading videos. And lately I've been doing Faction Wars, just devoting all my energy to beat the stages and doing videos on those. So it's relevant to our talk right now, like getting that stage 21 down. And yeah, I've done 12 out of the 13, and I'm trying to do a video on all of those. So yeah, if you guys want to see that, check out my channel, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time to join me, guys. Deadwood, have a good stream, and ColdBrew, have a good one, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man.
I got you.
Alrighty, that's gonna do it for this video. And again, a huge shout out to both DeadwoodJedi and ColdBrew Gaming. I will pin a comment so it's really easy for you to find their stuff. I will link to both their channels. You should definitely check them out. They are both really great content creators for Raid. And yeah, guys, the community is kind of a little bit split on some of these different topics about Lydia Deathsiren. So definitely let us know down in the comments where you agree, where you disagree, because I really enjoy getting perspective from the community as much as possible. So as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.